This episode of That Said Podcast is brought to you by Flambe Restaurant in conjunction with Vox Water. Vox Water, excellence bottled up in elegance.
Dun 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 dun
Wait a minute. How do you guys have glass bottles and we have plastic ones?
I have a plastic one too. That's for
Okay, that balance. This is for control. I started feeling a bit like there's a bit of discrimination or racism here. But anyway, welcome to That Z Podcast. My name is K Plus. And you are?
Uncle Elson.
Uncle Elson, the man who wants problems in his life and no peace.
Yes. I hate it.
Always. By the way, I know all of you, most of you, was it all of you or most of you drive German cars here? I know there's a
He drives a Toyota.
I'm bringing this up for a reason. Nathan is getting uncomfortable.
I know I drive it. I'm
What do you drive?
the Mercedes.
Wait, who drives the white Mercedes?
He does.
The white one.
Yeah.
So you had borrowed the car the day you came to my house.
No, he also has a white. He also has a white one.
You see what? I just took it. You just took it. Wait, what car do you drive? A Ford Ranger. That's American.
Yeah.
Okay. Diversity. You say what?
Talk about diversity.
Yeah, talk about diversity, right?
I brought that up because we met one very enterprising young man in Livingston who he owns a shop in town. You should meet this guy.
In shops?
Oh, shops.
Don't disrespect that.
I shouldn't disrespect Bryson, yeah. The young man owns shops, and I bring it up because, I mean, we're also young here, except for Elson. Uncle Elson.
Yeah, I'm right.
And Caps has spares, Nathan, for your car. You should visit this guy. Like any Mercedes-Benz, BMW parts, you should visit this guy. Yeah.
That's our boy.
Have you heard of Caps? Caps. What do you service your car? You don't know where you service your vehicle?
Sorry?
You don't know where you service your car?
No, I know. What's that guy's name?
Kara.
Kara, yeah. This guy, what's his name? In Ibex?
Nah, forget that guy. You should see Cap. No exaggeration. What he did to Elsa's BMW, good. He's brilliant.
No, let me tell you.
Forget that guy.
We went to town, Kaling and I. My car was due for service. So I drive a BMW. Literally in half an hour, everything was done. Service.
Yeah. And remember the time you had issues with your VW and your BMW, timing chains and whatever?
I never had problems with timing chain. What are you talking?
Which car was that? The one that died when we were from shooting the Danny
It wasn't a timing chain.
What was it?
Jesus Christ, why? What's wrong with you?
What is it again?
Yeah, not a timing chain, but he woke me up. You say what?
Why is the same guy?
You've never heard of Caps before? Caps Auto Space.
Town center.
Yeah. Your mechanic probably knows him. I think you're too bougie to know all these things.
Yeah, not really.
I think so. But anyway.
Your hands are well manicured and everything, so I would expect you to know all this.
I know, right?
Not that far.
Anyway, the reason why we called for this episode specifically is
Time coming.
long time coming. People have been thinking.
Wait, before you do that,
Yeah.
we were having a chat
About.
you played Kanye before as you were sitting there.
Yeah.
So this guy here, he likes to be the tech person.
Yeah.
And so he has to do all the setup while I sit and I point to stuff. I was telling you, I don't know if you know this story, that so I'll Be Missing You by Diddy.
Yeah.
he sampled a song.
Yes.
Like, he sampled everything, bruh. From Sting. I'll Be Watching You. Was it the Police?
Yeah, the Police, yeah.
He did not get clearance. Sting went up to this dude and he said, listen, give me, I think he said between 20 and 30 million, and we won't pursue this. And Diddy was like, fam, I got my lawyers on speed dial. So they went to court. Wow. $5,000 a day from when the song was released is what he's been ordered to pay.
And that's coming to how much?
I have no idea. He's been ordered to pay $5,000 a day.
You guys have cleared this, yeah? The Vox name, everything. Nobody's coming to claim this is their name and things like that, right? Great. I think that's the point you're hitting at, right?
No.
Okay.
Because you had said that Diddy invented the remix. I'm like,
oh, right. Right. That's what. Oh, crap. We're having this debate.
You remember now?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Anyway.
It's hard to have a conversation with this guy. It's like speaking to a 3-year-old. His attention span is like 5 seconds.
No, not necessarily. You change topics like that. That's your problem.
No, I don't. We spoke about this literally.
Okay.
10 minutes ago. You do remember this, right?
I do remember.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on. We digress. Moving on. I was saying we brought up this idea of talking to these young gentlemen here because, and I'll bring this up. 2 calls I received on Friday. Yeah. Firstly, the time we started marketing Vox last year, a lot of people thought Elson and I own Vox. So we've been telling people we're gonna bring these guys up one day. So I see the people who actually own Vox.
I did not deny it.
And I never denied it as well.
It's a good thing, though.
Do you know the amount of ads I was offered?
You are the Zambians.
Sorry?
Vox.
Yeah?
Vox is for
it's for the Zambians.
But do you know the amount of ass I was offered when people thought I owned Vox? I'm like, if it's gonna get me laid, then yeah, sure, I own it.
This guy, you see the problems I have to deal with on a daily basis. He doesn't want peace at all. But anyway, so on Thursday we were here. We need to emphasize the point of emphasize where we are first of all. This place is called Flambe. Which is my camera, Gob? So this place is called Flambe. And almost everything on the menu comes lit with a flame. And I think that's what Flambe means, right? Yeah, so almost everything on the menu comes lit and serene, pristine environment that you can enjoy with your family, friends. You can actually hire the place for events as well. Small events. Not
where we have to close out the whole thing.
Right.
Nothing illegal, right?
All of this place is neat. Nothing illegal. This place is super neat. So if you're planning on having small birthday parties with family, friends, this is a place to be right now. It's on Great East Road. How many kilometers from the checkpoint when you are heading towards Chongwe Tollgate? About 18, 19? 10 kilometers.
Or right, 17 from my house.
I was counting from my house as well. It's about 10 from the checkpoint to here. So even just times when you want to have some peace and quiet and you want to have some good food, this is the place to be. It's called Flambe. But outside, the branding hasn't been done yet. I think it's still labeled Vox. Yeah. Now, speaking of Vox, I was talking about on Thursday, we had Mutale Mwanza signed up as the brand ambassador together with Mix Kasama.
Too formal though, dude.
No, I'm heading somewhere. The calls I was getting, like you were getting ass. The calls I got on Friday.
I didn't get ass. I got offers. Don't disrespect me like this. All right? I'm not going to play Russian roulette with my dick. I got offers.
Yeah.
It's always good to get offers.
Yeah.
Which you politely turned down.
You did?
So,
impressive. Growth.
My man.
Dude, the number of calls I got on Friday, I actually got a guy in Kitwe calling me saying, I've bought 2 cases to support you and Elson. After I saw that you signed up Mutale and mixed us up.
Bless his soul.
Yeah, a guy called Cabs. Special shout out to Cabs in Kitwe. And I got a call from Walia in Chingola as well, who thought he's supporting Elson and I by buying Vox.
Great.
Yeah. So guys, these are the gentlemen who own Vox. Jeff, how are you doing, bro?
I'm doing good.
There's Nathan.
Yeah, I'm good.
And Wanjani.
Peter?
For those who can't pronounce one. Yeah, but it's like a hard name, so.
Oh, is Peter really your name?
Yeah.
Wait, what was Peter known for in the Bible again?
Denying Jesus 3 times.
That in the church?
And starting the church. I think we should draw more on that one, eh? Starting the church. Anywho. So gentlemen.
Did that really happen, or did you just make that story up?
Which starting the church?
No.
Which?
About people calling you?
No. I can actually call Cabs right now. Yeah.
If you want these guys to make you brand ambassador, there's an easier way. Just ask them. You don't have to make up shit to say people thought you owned it.
No.
If they called you saying they're supporting you, and
I could actually call cabs right now, and I'm sure it's going to be one of the people commenting because he also wanted to find out the guys who own Vox. I said it's actually a group of young gentlemen from who met at CBU, right? Yeah. And I think we could even start from there. Like, how did you guys before we even get to
before that? What's wrong with you today? I feel like you're way too sick. Are you okay?
It's a Sunday, bro.
Did something happen to you this weekend?
Maybe it's because of
Samuel. Was it the school fees that you paid that has you so uptight? This guy, I met this guy this past week, and this guy was stressed and he was cursing. He was like, 30,000, bro. I had to pay 30,000 for the
school fees. Yeah.
How old?
And they're only 6 and 4, and I'm paying 30 fin.
Oh, you know what you were doing when you were coming, dude. Listen.
Yeah.
One thing that I touched on this when we spoke to BJ. I was watching. Wait, shit. Where's my camera? I almost forgot. Big shout out. Congratulations. What's another word to congratulate somebody? To coins.
Congratulate them, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I will not mention anybody else, Makitu, Shani, no, to coin for scooping the award in Nigeria for Best Unscripted Reality Show. Do we have an applause there?
Yeah, we do.
Actually, yeah, there we go.
Painful.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a fun fact. Here's a fun fact. Did you know, so there's only 2, so there was King Buga, and there was Mpali.
Yeah.
That won in Nigeria. Do you know what these 2 have in common?
Coin.
How does Mpali...
his studio? Money.
Do you know Coin? No. Yeah, for good reason. The guy doesn't want to be known. One of the things that really irks me is you get these Mickey Mouse producers who are so loud on Instagram, and yet they just make shit that ends up on TikTok. And then you get people that are award-winning and they are quiet. I will not remain quiet for as long as this man is doing amazing work. He deserves his recognition. The reason why I brought that up is there was so much backlash. Peter's in Nigeria. You know this, right?
Yeah, Peter My Life, yeah.
And he was presenting an award, and the lady that won that award, so Peter goes in to hug the lady, and she sort of snubs him. She doesn't hug him, and she just grabs the award, she turns away, she goes to the mic, she gives a speech. And there was a huge uproar on social media, and now people have been commenting on this lady's profile, attacking her, cursing out. One thing that really irks me, and I touched on this when we were speaking to BJ, is it feels as though we are in the prime of our lives. We have got access to internet. We have got access to resources, and yet we use these to troll. You get what I mean? We have people that are our age or even younger that have started businesses, which is where we are right now. That's basically what I wanted to say. That, did you know the story that I just told you of people trolling this director lady on Facebook? No. That's my point. It's people who are doing something with their lives, don't know that shit.
They're busy making money.
And I know that shit because I'm not doing anything with my life.
Anywho, we digress again. I was trying to find out how you guys met before we even come to how Vox was set up. Yeah. I don't know who's gonna... Let's start with Monjani
first. Hi, recall. When do we go? Can he asked again here. First. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the events that happened. It's been a long time, so I think there was some kind of PJ. Yeah. No, the first thing that happened is I went to his auntie's place. Yeah. Yeah, there was a boarding house. There was all these structures that were done. Then the auntie tells me this was done by my son, who's in is it second year?
Yeah. We didn't know you didn't know we were class.
We're in the same class, yeah.
The class. What were you guys studying?
CBU.
What were you studying?
Architecture.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's like, no, these were done by my son, blah blah, story goes on, yeah. So I was like, oh, so there's someone, there's The classmate of mine is actually designing stuff that's being built. Let me know this guy. I think that's the genesis. The rest you can continue.
When you say there's actually somebody in my class who's getting things done, there was nobody actually learning and actually, having structures put up. Oh, second year.
Second year, yeah. First year we're doing, what are we doing in first year? Faces, bats and all that.
And you're already constructing buildings at your aunt's house.
Designing.
Yeah, I did kind of a modification for my auntie's boarding house. Okay, what happened is that there was this scramble for boarding space in school. So there wasn't enough space for everyone to live in. So my aunt was just nearby, but there wasn't enough space for her she wanted some money, to make some money, of course. And I know that. So I was like, but you know what? We can do something outside here and then make some space. So I went out, collected, made guys pay in advance.
the businessman.
Yeah, I told them the space would be ready like in 3 weeks. Just pay in advance. They gave me deposits, like 20 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, got bricks and actually got some of the bricks we got were from the flower beds because there wasn't enough money to do the whole thing. Got the whole thing set up, brought in a builder, we built it, bought bunkers. Actually, we went to Chisoko and found someone who was making bunker beds.
Yeah.
I told them, listen guys, we paid in 2 weeks once money is in. Since they had those things, there was nowhere to sell them. So I got the bunkers and put them in, and yeah, the guys came in and I made my aunt some extra shave.
Did she give you a cut after putting all this together?
Yeah, of course.
So you're getting monthly, like...
It was my aunt, not really like a cut.
Oh, she's not your aunt anymore?
Sorry? No, unfortunately she passed on, so...
Oh, man.
That's sad.
See, this is what's fucked up about just making jokes. Because then you're going to make jokes about a dead person.
You know what I mean?
Well, how old...
Have you said sorry, though?
I think I did.
You did? Okay.
How old were you then?
That was the second year. I was
like 19, 20 years old.
20 somewhere.
Well, how old are you now?
I'm 30.
How old are you?
30.
18.
I'm 30. You're 32. Also, you're the oldest of the bunch. You're the one that whips them in line. Sometimes.
I whip it.
Could you explain why when you guys were having a meeting outside, he sat the side alone and you guys were on the other side?
Yeah.
Looks like he was
giving instructions.
Sharing the meeting. Yeah.
That's why I'm going to sit in a straight line, like the three of us in a line.
So you both met at CBE?
Yeah.
We all met at CBE.
Wait, we're all doing architecture?
Yeah, we're all architects by profession.
Yeah, but you weren't in the same class with them, were you? So where do you come in? They met at their auntie's house. Where do you come in?
I was a year ahead. I knew Mwanjani first.
You knew him?
Yeah.
But then they had sparked up the friendship, so I knew him.
What, was it a girl?
Sorry?
You said they fucked up the friendship.
Sparked up a friendship already.
I swear, I thought I heard you. Yeah. They fucked up the friendship.
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, those words are not in my vocabulary. I'm telling you. Yeah, so
Go ahead.
I met Mwanjani first. I had a small business going on.
Oh, this guy was a printer guy. So this guy used to like once you do the drawings and all that,
Yeah.
you would always go to this guy to his room to print them. Yeah.
And then what's funny is I was on the first floor of the building, then his room was directly below my...
Yeah. So in architecture, when you're going for a presentation, right? He would have like those big A1 papers, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to do like 50 of them.
Right.
One was quite costly, being in school and all that. So you're always asked to know something guy or annoying guy.
Create a relationship that when you get...
And that's the guy.
Without it.
So these guys used to come to your room to print,
Yeah.
and that's what the friendship grew. They knew each other.
Yes.
They had sparked a friendship already. Then they came to you.
But what is it about these two guys? Because I'm pretty sure CBU is big and there's a lot of people that used to come and print or a lot of people that used to hang out with. How did these two guys stand out?
I don't know.
We were businessmen.
Yeah. A business class. I was a businessman as well.
Yeah.
It used to bring in a reasonable amount for a student.
one common thread I'm picking up from the two this side, firstly, is you already sort of like making money from your architectural designs, like in the second year. You already printing. Marjani, were you like already a business head in the second year? What were you up to?
No pressure.
Like I made it, it was a must. I had to know this guy.
Right.
Because you wanted to what to learn from him?
I started doing things. Need just someone who's already out there. Like before CBU, I was doing other stuff.
Who was actually running a hardware?
Yeah,
right. Who was running a hardware?
You were running a hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's his?
How were you making money in the second year?
I don't know.
Wait. There's something that needs to be something that can be learned from this.
No, I feel like
so. What happened was this.
Yeah.
I think when we came in my first year, he was doing something as well. He was doing a hardware, and when we made through my auntie's issues and all that, by then he had a client. Yeah, he had a client.
No, I had a client after I knew you.
Oh, we had a client after we knew each other.
Yeah.
But then we'd go to Nakonde to get stuff and...
Oh,
Wait. You guys are telling me in the second year, all of this was going on?
Yeah, actually, we started in first year, right?
yeah, no, second, because second year. There was times we'd leave school on a Friday, because then buses would move at night.
Yeah.
So we leave on a Friday after classes, go to Nakonde. You are in Nakonde like at 03 on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday you do your shopping.
Monday
itself, Saturday itself, because the bus would reach 03. You do your shopping. The bus starts off at 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Saturday 16, you're on a bus. Sunday you are in school. Was it Sunday or Monday?
Because you'd arrive like on a Monday, like
yeah, I remember it was that you'd reach.
That's when we would arrive in school, and then around 7, 8 you're in class.
So I've got a question. With all the shit that you're saying, right? What were you guys hungry? What is it? What like drove you guys to start a hardware, a boarding house, the printing business? What was it? Were your parents not giving you pocket money? What was going on?
We're running away from poverty.
Is that what it was?
I'm really trying to think of an answer, but we're running away from.
Because you know when you were in university, that's a bit. Well, you knows nothing about it, all right? Because you dropped out of university
in the first year, yeah.
In the first week,
first year, I finished first year.
Yeah, shut up. So that's a part of your life where you discover a lot about yourself. It could be sex, it could be drug, it could be alcohol, whatever it is, because you've got that freedom, right? You have presumably a lot of the time. You've been with your parents the whole time, and now that's your first taste of freedom. So for you guys to have been running such a hustle, I'm trying to get into your psyche. That is it something that happened when you got to uni, or is it something that you guys? I'll start with you. That you guys already had in you.
This is before uni, so I think
you had a hardware before university, right?
Yeah, I think in school I also sold some phones. It was illegal, right? I sold some phones in this guy.
In high school.
Yeah. I was by David Kaunda.
DK.
Yeah. I sold some phones in school. Once.
You were robbed.
I don't know if I would say I was robbed. It was at night, I was sleeping. I think someone came to ask for my phone. I'm waking up in the morning. It's like a dream. No, it was a dream.
Yeah.
Someone was asking for my phone. I'm checking where I put it. There's nothing.
And then you giving it.
Yeah. Up to now, I can't remember that guy. So please, if that guy is around somewhere, I don't feel like he lives Baluja. Yeah. Like up to now, I still don't know who got my phone.
It's like witchcraft. It sounds like witchcraft. Like somebody comes to you and asks you for your phone, and they actually hand it to them.
It was in my trunk, so I gave them my keys. Told them where the phone is. They got the phone, I gave them back the keys, and they left. Up to now, I was not robbed, right? You give your phone away.
So tell me about your upbringing, siblings.
I'm also in that same breath when you answer that question. I also want to find out where you got the money from to start your businesses. So we can start with the family, siblings, and then where you got the money from to start the businesses.
When you say where you got the money from, it sounds like it's a lot of money that I got at once, and now I'm doing businesses. It's a small hustle. Yeah. I sold phones. I think the phones came from my pocket money. Yeah, so sold phone. Yeah, then just keep on hustling like that.
Okay, so the capital base just kept growing until you went from phones to hardware.
Yeah.
Then, and we'll come to this a little later. You know what you're doing with this episode right now is, I think any parent watching this and their child is at university or college right now, they're looking at their child like,
Step your game up, nigga.
you know what I mean? Why am I sending you pocket money when these guys like you can actually raise money while in college, which is what you guys did.
My son is 6. I'm looking at him like, you need a part-time job.
That's too early.
No, the hell it's not. And you think this fees is going to pay itself?
It's a part-time job from
And
something.
a part-time job
From the dad.
you know what I mean? You should join you.
God employ him?
Yeah.
Let him hold the camera and the mic.
No, this is not my.
This is a joke, yeah.
No,
I understand. But you'll be learning something.
she doesn't pay me, bro.
But at least you'll be learning something.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
You'll be learning the hustle. That's true. I think we should stop being like Indians when you're working on something, your children are always there learning as well. Yeah, pretty much. So we started from there. What was the question again? We're supposed to come to him now?
Well, I want to know, basically, because I'm trying to figure out the psyche of what drives these three people. So I'm trying to figure out if it's the background, if it's your upbringing. So maybe you can tell me about your upbringing.
What? So
Family setup,
I'm not
how
okay,
you
right?
grew up, etc.
Where do I start from? Okay. I'm a last born.
Okay.
Yeah. In the family of 4. My brother is late. I've got the 2 sisters. My elder sisters, of course.
Are they hot?
They are married. Yeah. So I think I think I get my hustle from my mom. Yeah.
Me too. My mom.
Yeah, I think I get my hustle from my mom. I think she's
She's one of those that never said.
yeah. Like that woman ain't sleeping.
She was after something.
Even now she's up to something. Probably if I call her now, she's in the farm or something. She's So I think growing up, my dad was, I would say, well-to-do. Okay. Yeah, my mom she's a teacher. I lost my dad when I was quite young. So there's that background of having tasted the good life.
Right.
And then you come and taste the other life, probably because things changed a bit. Not to take away anything from my mom, but I think she tried her best to make it even. But, as kids, you'd always see a bit of some difference. Yeah, and having to grow up now to come to the realization of looking at 2 lives and like, well, which one do I choose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where it comes.
So your mom didn't get help. She put all you guys through school after your dad.
Yeah. She did it all. So like when my dad died, like my elder sister and my late brother, she had to keep them in the same schools, and those were like expensive schools. Yeah. And then I've got my immediate elder sister. She tried to make it similar until like 7th grade or something. I was a guy who grew up from home. I would say I also managed to go to good schools.
Right.
Yeah. And she was a teacher, having the salary of a teacher. So she would do all these businesses. You find my mom in Kasumbalesa, you find her doing farming, you find her, like, she's everywhere. Yeah. At times she would send you to school like, where's my school fees? Like those days in grade 8 or grade 9, I was in a boarding school and all that. They were like, just go, here's the transport money. I'm sending you your school fees in 2 days. She's going for a house in Kasumbalesa or somewhere. Then she'll send you, she would like, okay, I'll deposit the money in school and all that. Yeah, so I think I get that from her. Growing up, I didn't see it, but after growing up, after...
I'm pretty sure it felt like punishment then.
Yeah. But, I mean, I appreciate every pinch of her and just the hustle she put up, and having gotten that from her, I think that's
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I can relate to that. My dad is alive, but my mom still is, again, to this point, one of those people that is always up to something.
Yeah.
Come to you. Perhaps the same thing too, your upbringing.
What do you get the feeling like Jeff grew up like in a rich family?
He looks the part, right?
He looks the part.
Well, I had a very comfortable life growing up.
See? They
Up until
Stop it to just we don't like that was not there, bro.
you never experienced that.
If your life was soft, it was soft.
so I think it was soft for a good part of my younger life. I was still young, by the way.
Just
But
let it.
I think leading up to the significant years in a person's life,
Yeah.
that's when the things changed a bit. Because I think at the time I was going into uni, my dad was out of employment, and then I didn't manage to get government sponsorship right away. So the first 3 years were being paid off by my parents. Yeah, my dad who wasn't in employment. My mom was a housewife.
Yeah.
Yes, so I had a bit of struggles.
Yeah. When was the last time they paid for school fees?
They paid first, second, and part of third year.
Yeah.
Like,
And how long was the course?
5
5
years.
years.
5 years.
Yeah.
They stopped in second year, right? Yeah. What was that?
For who?
Third.
No, but like for me, my mom paid for second and my first and second year. I paid third, fourth, and fifth year.
You pay your own fees.
I did too. From yeah.
I think that was.
Not here, dear.
How are you getting double?
Yeah.
And then from what I hear, you guys actually started a company while in university, architectural company. This is true.
Picture, just other.
Just other businesses, like, but there wasn't like four of you. There was Aaron in the equation before. That's right. Yeah.
Who was in the equation?
Aaron.
Who's Aaron?
They will explain.
He's a brother.
So what happened? Why did you kick him out?
No, I think he just.
Didn't kick him out. I think you're talking about Nam Designs.
Nam Design is the one I was talking about. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron does NAM designs. He's NAM designs. Yeah.
He does what?
Nam Designs is an architecture firm. That's Aaron's business.
Okay.
He did other stuff with Aaron. Yeah, not.
In South Africa, that is. So we had some deals which were going on in South Africa where we were doing it with Aaron and all that, and yeah, him, myself, and Aaron and him. Actually, there was a time we stayed in a hotel for what? 3 months? 4 months?
Worse, I think it was like over a month. Aaron stayed in there for
6 months.
no, a year.
A year. Yeah, I was in South Africa for a year. Yeah, trying to do some kind of business and yeah. So that was Aaron. So we were doing some things with Aaron, but of course he's more dedicated to do something of his own. Yeah.
So I think we had cut off Jeff when you were talking about how fees had been paid until the third year. So how did you come up with the whole printing thing?
It was a big business for our program of study. Like it was the business to own, because all the classes, I think at our time, starting from third year all the way up to fifth year, all your presentations had to be on those big A1 papers. Yeah, so you find one student is printing 30,
40, 50,
80, and then I think if I remember correctly, one print was like 20 kwacha.
20 to 30.
Jeez,
Yeah.
must have been making
You were then loaded.
Yeah. So like a class of 30 people.
Not loaded enough. Not as much as.
Wait, so I'm guessing it was not a cheap printer or whatever you used.
No, it wasn't. Actually, that one, I bought it in partnership with another friend. Yeah. So it was a joint business.
And how did your household get the money for that?
We got a loan.
You got a loan. Wait,
This must have been a very fast loan.
So we had a bit of money of our own. And then we went to my friend's sister and
all right. So that's somebody that you knew.
yeah.
Wasn't like a loan shark.
No.
Okay. No, I'm genuinely interested because that's that's a part of this entrepreneurial journey that I feel a lot of people sort of get stuck on. Though I've always felt like money is the easiest part when you're starting a business. It's the idea, is it scalable or not, and is it sustainable or not? There's plenty of people who want to sell you money. So yeah, it's always a learning curve when you try and figure out how other people did it. Yeah, that's one thing that we all have in common here is we're all entrepreneurs at different levels, obviously. So you can always learn how other people got it.
And then you're all mentioning by the third year, you guys were paying your own school fees. There's a famous story from CB about how you guys would park cars the time you were in third, fourth year. How true is this story? Because it's one that's talked about by almost everybody in the School of Architecture. I think even Joy McCandless mentioned it. Yeah, I know those guys, Aaron, Jeff, Nathan, and Peter. Those guys by the third year were parking Mercedes-Benz and BMWs in school. How true is the story?
Yeah, 100% true. But that was for these two guys. Because at the time that happened, I think I'd left school. Aaron was already out of school.
Oh, right. But you guys were still working together. So the money you were making from whatever hustles you had, these guys were still in school and bragging about, and they were able to build.
We're not bragging. Yeah, okay, you went to the show. That's why we did with all our money. We went to buy cars. Yeah.
It was convenience with a bit of money.
Yeah. But we had to move. That's fourth year. From fourth year, we would come to Lusaka like every weekend.
Yeah. So what would happen? Like what you're trying to say is, because we're operating our asses in Lusaka, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we would drive from I think our classes would end like on Thursday. Yeah, on a Thursday, it would start off on Friday. I'd be in Lusaka and then leave on a Sunday like night and be in class on a Monday.
No, that's not say we drive. That's before the driving.
No, those are passes now.
Yeah. Then Sunday also you'd have to leave with the last bus. Yeah.
Yeah. So from Lusaka going to Copperbelt would leave like at 20 hours.
Yeah.
With a bus, go back to the Copperbelt and be in class on a Monday.
And the fatigue on a Monday morning from this bus ride, because I know buses can do that to you.
The dream box.
Sorry?
Huh?
The dream box. There was no box then, bro.
Yeah. So the cars were just. I think the cars just came in out of the hustle, and they were like. We were not seeing it in a way that having cars in school.
Yeah.
Those were BMWs. Yeah. We never used to see it like that. I think for us it was all about like myself. I think I had okay, I've got a small body, but then I was looking very, very small
in the car.
Yeah. Whenever you go for a meeting, especially in our Zambian landscape, people usually judge you by how you look. And that was where the cars came from. So we're like, all right, when we're having these meetings, probably our bodies are selling us out. Probably let's have a bit of an upgrade, so just that we can convince some clients that because sometimes probably you go with this when you go on foot, someone will give you like 100 kwacha or 50 kwacha for transport,
right?
Yeah, but when you go probably with your car, you claim for investment. So like, I need fuel to come here, I need all that,
right?
And even your charges will be different. Yeah, so we are looking at it in that line.
Personal branding,
kind of.
In summary,
yeah.
So what business did you guys then start together? Right after uni.
That you would have to meet clients within BMWs.
Whew. I think it was what?
A lot of things.
It was a lot of things, but one of the things we did was we participated in a design thing, right, in South Africa. Yeah, we participated in a design thing. So we won't mention names. There was a design hub thing that was happening in South Africa, which we participated in, and our design won. So what happened is that they had to get like like the main architect to take over the design, since we're not registered or any of that. So they had to take like the main architect in South Africa to take over the design, and we were like the concept people who brought up the concept. So us were just like how the form, how it came out, and know that without necessarily claiming the design because you don't have a practice and license and know that. So they took up the ownership of the design, whilst we took up the what you call concept, the concept of the thing. So that's where we made some money.
How much money?
It was a lot of money.
How is this back then? I mean, you're trying to inspire other kids to follow your...
Yeah, okay, in that design I made like, okay, listen.
Yeah, but we,
Yeah. But
Yeah, I want to know how much it was.
We'll tell you.
okay, let's just say it was above 10 million.
Stop ruining it. Imagine if it was.
It was above.
No, imagine if it was like 100,000. I was saying now it's
I know,
10
right?
million.
Yeah, I know, right?
What an anticlimax.
This, yeah, about 5.
5 what? Million? Kwacha?
This is like...
Dollars?
No. It was about 5 million kwacha.
Well, why you guys scared? What, you didn't pay your taxes?
No. It was either way, we're out of the country by then. So. Yeah, it was.
When was this?
That was around 16. Started in. That was it was 4th year.
In university?
Yeah.
And you got 5 million?
Yeah.
Dude, this guy's was the 2 of you was the 3 of you.
Oh, was it the 5th year then?
He was in 5th year though.
So it was the 2 of you.
Yeah.
So what? Did you split that down the middle?
no, it's actually the 4 of us because there's Aaron.
There was Aaron involved.
Niggas, how many of you were there?
So it's already.
Was it one we had?
Started in 2015. Was it 2015, 14?
Yeah.
15. I think they had gotten into it, and then somewhere along.
Aaron was already doing his thing.
Right.
But we worked on him on that particular thing. As concepts, coming up with the concept and all that. So when we got that money was it was around that number.
So it's safe to say that's when you became. That was your first million that you made each.
So that's like if you're splitting it equal, that's 1.25 each, right?
Let's not say each because it was never. I think from the time we started working, it was never. Oh, we made a 5 million, get a 2 million, get a 1 million.
No.
It was never like.
It was never like that.
How did you guys not get AIDS? Jesus Christ, with all the money, man.
Yeah, they're never like that. Like up to now, we're on salary.
We have salaries, yeah?
Right.
Yeah.
Minimum salaries.
Minimal.
I think our general, but the general manager, but
Yeah. There are people, I think there are people in time who would get more than us. People who work for us who get more than us.
Yeah, that's how it always works.
Yes.
They don't give dividends though, do they?
No.
And guess who does?
Every a whole lot. A whole lot. Yeah. Let's just talk about your classmates. How many of your classmates were making what you guys were making then?
But then again, this is something that we just touched on.
Yeah.
Is the youth are spending too much time on bullshit.
Exactly my point.
The shit that I just said about what happened yesterday, none of these three knew about it. So I feel like it's a mindset. It's about what drives you. It's about what you focus.
I think we're more on the aspect. I think most of the time in school, what we talked about was, okay, let me be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is always good.
Most of the time, the discussions we would have, probably we knew the salaries people were getting. Like when people are out of university, they're getting this much in industry and all that. We knew that people were starting usually 5,000 and. So I think the question which used to bother us most of our conversations in university, especially 4th and 5th year, was that, is that really the money you want to be getting?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do we want to join that, not to despise, but like on our side, I think that's something that bothers us, that really bothered us. So we tried by all means to make sure we start out something before we left school. So that probably we can continue that with that once we left school, yeah.
Interesting. That was also sort of my motivation, man, for dropping out of college, to be honest. No, I'm just telling the truth, but I think the mistake I made was I read too many books about successful people too early in life. People like Richard Branson and them. Yeah. Story for another day. So how much happens then from, like, you guys graduate, you set up a company. Which company do you first, like, the second year you're already doing the designs and whatever, but was the company already set up? Like, were you guys already registered as a, limited company, or what? This happens after uni?
I think the company in question then, Vernam Group.
Yeah, Vernam.
Yeah. So Vernam.
Yeah.
So Vernam Group was the construction side of things, which we started out. Yeah, and that's a company which we kind of ventured in and trying to expand. Yeah. So Vernam Group was mainly centered on construction side. Yeah, and that's where the split between Aaron is, because Aaron was practicing architecture, we were practicing construction. The two, us, like him and myself and him. Yeah. So the issue there is that you wouldn't do the two by law. You can't do architecture and do construction.
Like a major conflict of interest.
Exactly. Yeah. So we stayed out on the construction side and not the architecture side of things. Yeah.
Right. Interesting. So, Lloyd. Okay. So that split happens. You guys then venture out to do what exactly?
So we venture
construction.
Yeah, we more construction. Try to do construction here in Zambia. We've done some buildings here. Built a number of.
Which one is in that we know?
Magnum. Yeah, Magnum Security. I think we did that particular.
Is that the one on Great East Road?
No, the one in Rules. Would you say it?
Yeah, we jump from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see it now. I see it.
Yeah, and a lot more of other houses. We did much of houses around Lusaka and all that. Yeah, so that's where
Upscale houses.
Upscale houses.
That's what should done.
Yeah,
upscale meaning what? The money people.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
nice houses. Yeah. We went for the nice house.
Nice doesn't come cheap.
Exactly. Yeah, so those are the kind of architect, the kind of construction we had been practicing. From there, we raised some money to start out Vox, right?
Why Vox? Why water?
Why water?
Yeah. Why not, I don't know, condoms?
Abundance.
It's for us?
Abundance.
It's what?
It's a free resource.
What was it? Water? Yeah. Yeah, so is that why you did it? Because it was cheap?
Not really.
But then the process that goes into it though requires money. The purification and everything.
I'm trying to remember how the water thing came up. Was it in Malawi?
It was in Malawi, actually. We're in a hotel. We're having a discussion in a hotel. They were like, what about if we'd make this cool water? First was branded, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to do branded water, like maybe just branding for hotels.
Like branding for hotels.
That was the first idea.
Like customizing water for hotels.
Right. Yeah. All right.
I think that was the first idea, yeah?
And then we're like, but if we do that, then we're only printing on people's bottles. Like maybe, why not we have a nice bottle? I think, were we supposed to do the full process at first, or we're supposed to just repackage?
No, actually we're about to do the whole process from the beginning, yeah. So we ventured out like, okay, why not... Okay, we, like he said, wanted to be doing water for hotels and all that. That was the initial idea in that hotel room. Yeah. But then we came up to say like, whoa, I think there's a space in the market where like premium, like most of the brands you see written premium don't look premium.
Yeah.
Why not make it
look premium?
Look premium. So that people wouldn't just think of it as water, that let it be part of their life. Let's make it a lifestyle for people. Yeah, so we came up with the Vox brand. Yeah, and we didn't want to do names that would sound like water.
Not aqua something.
No, we didn't want to like something water. No, you know, let's just make something like something out of the space. So we thought, okay, probably won't enter the space of everyone else. Let's create our own small space where we create this brand that speaks to the people, speaks to the Zambians as well. Because usually people say Zambians don't create nice things or local is whatever. Like let's just make something that speaks to ourselves, and I mean to the general people, to the youth. Yourself, Elson, if you are going out to the gym or something, you'll be comfortable to carry the bottle.
Like on set. What? You're calling me fat? I thought we were friends here. What is this? Why the gym? Why did you mention anything else?
Church. When you're going to church.
This concept, though, I've seen it before.
Yeah.
There's a brand called Voss. The bottle, the branding looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not exactly, but it looks
The only difference is the color of the top. That one is gray.
It's what? Voss.
Yeah. VOOS.
Or South African?
American, I think.
Sounds Dutch.
Yes.
yeah.
Voss.
Isn't that where the concept came? Because I saw that, I'm like, wait, is Voss now in Zambia? Like the first time that I saw this.
Yeah.
No.
Come from Pace Ring Mountain. What bottle is that? That's the clone thing we're looking at.
There was this minis.
Yeah, I think. Oh, we've been through so many.
Oh, but we've been through a number of bottles before we actually came to this one.
When we met at Granddaddy's, you showed me a couple of concepts that you had.
Yeah, like we
Some that you didn't like and that you threw away.
would have this and this. Actually, we went through a number of times with the people who were designing our machinery to just make something that would suit what our taste, what we wanted. It's just like this one, the glass bottle. So we'll be launching this one.
Is it you will or you won't?
We will be launching this one very soon, probably by August.
That's our summer project.
This is our summer project. The box is now coming in glass. Yeah.
So there's going to be two on the market.
There'll be two on the market.
Right.
If you look at this, it's a whole different design. So we did this design as well.
You know, people would only buy just one of those and just keep refilling that shit.
Because it's glass, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw that in the
We're
bin.
going to put that in the bin.
Yeah, but this one, I think we're targeting, like the upper scale hotels. Yeah. And especially hotels thinking of going so much green.
Yeah.
They'll prefer glass and all that. So this one is going to be for that market.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
It's like printing money, huh?
I know, right?
Speaking of printing, with like where technology is going, and you've got 3D printers, you have got ChatGPT, you've got AI. Does that affect your work?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Printing.
Which work is this now?
Architecture.
Oh, architecture. No, we don't do architecture.
He does architecture now.
So you don't do architecture anymore? Wait, though.
We run certain businesses together, but I've sort of chosen a different path.
On the architecture side.
Yeah.
He doesn't do construction. He does the architecture.
So you do the architecture?
Yeah.
So you went to architectural school, but then you're not practicing that?
We are practicing through construction.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing. It's not like he's doing the drawings. And
Yeah.
Isn't construction mostly just putting the building up that the architects have put on paper?
Yeah.
I think the difference between an architect and someone who's doing construction is quite minimal. There's a drawing part, but there's also the building technology, which both people do. So
I see what's happening here.
Yeah.
Because there's a conflict in the law.
Exactly.
Where an architect cannot do construction, your niggas thought you were slick. So your niggas said you're not going to do architecture anymore.
Let's have one construction.
And then they're going to make Jeff do the architecture. Right?
no.
What? Like, right. They're going to school for that.
Didn't you?
It's not like I'm making him do the...
Yeah.
He just...
I see what's going here. I see what's going on here.
Speaking of architecture, how often do you guys differ over what you put on paper? Because I mean, he's the practicing architect right now, but you guys also, are the drawings you're doing for them to construct, or how what are the dynamics of this?
No, a few projects here and there, but I have my own client.
All right, I see.
It's Vox and Flambe now, which brings us together.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, really interesting. It's really, I think for me, the most interesting thing is how 3 young guys have come to put up so much, because a lot of people, and I'm sure this is one of the reasons why we decided to put this episode up, because one of Zambians to see that Vox is actually a truly Zambian product produced by Zambians for Zambians. Because on the streets, a lot of people feel there's some white guy involved somewhere. Was that part of the planning process when it comes to producing a product that looks this good? Making it look like and also hiding in the background for so long.
I think we haven't been the media people for some time.
You've been hiding.
Yeah, like
Sometime, the whole time.
not hiding.
Yeah.
We I think the buzz is not just our thing, you know. Yeah, we like it low. We are more comfortable low. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would want to go my theater and just have it chihuahua sometimes, and no one notices anything, anything like that. Yeah. But the thing about Vox is having a premium brand,
Right.
that speaks to the people who wants to live premium. That's just the thing about Vox. So it's from the water quality, the purification process, the branding itself. Can we keep it premium per se? Not just premium by word of mouth, but when you see it, should look premium. I think that's the and we don't have to write the premium water.
Even the pricing, even the price for you.
Yeah.
Even the pricing. We had a meeting, Colin and I, this past week, with a company that also does water.
Right.
And in their boardroom, they had a shelf of the products of all their competitors, except for one. Guess who?
Yeah.
You guys.
And we brought it up in the meeting.
And they're like, the levels, Baba. They are speaking to somebody different that we are not talking to.
So basically what we're saying is, this is our competition. Yeah. Vox is in a class of its own.
I don't know if there's anybody else that makes a product just like
I think
Vox.
we didn't want to fight anyone on the market. We are not in for a fight.
Right.
Yeah, so we just wanted something a little bit off the market. People which probably we noticed the market which hasn't been tapped, and that's what we went for.
Haven't you been offered to be bought out?
Some people, yes.
Yeah, Indian, right?
Because I
Wait.
Even white people.
Well, there's one particular Indian person though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that I heard.
Wants to buy it?
Yeah, he already has his own water.
Oh, really?
I'm sure you know the guy.
Let's not talk about you off camera. You tell us.
So, why haven't you guys sold yet? If you're getting offers,
Okay.
In its initial stages.
I think Vox is this product is the first one. Yeah. We'll be launching 8 other products by the end of the year.
right?
Apart from your families,
Yeah. Early next year.
I was about to explain why they haven't sold.
Yeah, like you said, it's still in its initial stages. We still have big plans for it. Yeah, this is the first product out of 8.
Which are yet to come out like early next year.
so are they all going to be water?
No.
Some water, yeah, like the glass bottle is glass bottle of it. Yeah, but some water
Drinks.
Yeah, drinks I can see how they can have variations, because I was going to say, how much of a variation can you have with water? Unless you're going to add sugar or something to it, I mean, it's just going to be water.
Sparkling water.
Yeah, there's sparkling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but how many variations of it can you really
Yeah, not so many. Yeah, you're right.
Lemon flavor.
apart from your family, your friends, us, the people that actually know you personally, were the people that actually know you go into a supermarket that you guys are the ones that own Vox?
No.
That must feel really good though,
Like
right?
like Spider-Man, eh?
Yeah, like Spider-Man.
You know what's interesting? Like where I stay, I would see my neighbor. Like I would see my neighbor carrying.
No, not even the neighbors, no.
Not even our neighbors. No. So yeah. So I'd see my neighbor carrying like cases of Vox, and so it's quite funny. I like, it's nice. Like I appreciate that.
And you're like, thanks for making me rich.
And not really. I think we appreciate it from the point of view to say they're buying because probably someone has seen the quality, not because you know someone. You get it. So I'll be seated at home, then look at my neighbor come with some cases of Vox, and then enter the house, and then I wouldn't say anything, and then I was just like, oh wow. I think that's the satisfaction I get from that, and also just from having people who are working. I think even when you're talking about selling of Vox, I think for me, it's reached a point whereby it's about the people who are involved in Vox. It's about their marketing team. It's about the guy who's making the bottle. It's the guy who's controlling the labels. It's that family we've built with our staff, and just having to let go of those guys and not knowing what that other guy would do with them. I think that would be more devastating. And yeah, like in all our businesses we kind of make them like a family. It's not just about, like yesterday in Flambe, we are all wearing black and white. Yeah, if you look at it's a waitress. So we were doing the serving yesterday.
A word?
Yeah.
We were serving the food to the customers yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about making them feel part of it, not really like, oh, but direct and then someone run. I think we like coming in like a family and bringing people on board so that people are open enough. I think that's how we become successful in a small way in what we do. Yeah.
And what's interesting in him talking about family, it's gotten to a point where you bring someone on board and you tell them, this is your area. So we wanted to steal one of the guys who works in a certain department. And then go, can you help us with this? And then I was like, no, my supervisor. I'll be telling my supervisor. They're like, where's the supervisor? Call it. Thinking they'll be shaking. Like, we can't take this person because of ABC. I like that. And then
I was on Friday. Yeah. We're trying to get this place together because we're starting to sell. We started selling yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got one of the guys from the production area to assist us with a few things. Then he was told to go back. I'm like, how's that about who's telling you to go back? Let them come here. She comes here and she just puts on a strong argument. She's like, no, boss, you can't take this guy.
put us in line.
Yeah, like
2009.
Yeah.
I'm back in there.
We need to meet targets. You've set targets. We need to meet targets and all that and all that. And yeah, there are so many people who are, she's a supervisor and then she puts up a strong argument. But you want people sometimes to be honest with you,
right?
Because then you make good decisions in business. Yeah, but when people are scared of you, probably, they'll even hide when you're about to get drowned.
There's a book that I read by Niccolo Machiavelli called The Prince.
Yeah, I read that book last week.
You said last week?
Yeah, I read it last week.
Yeah. There's a quote that he says, following up on what you just said, where he said, it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Because love is a fickle feeling. You might love someone today. So if you're a leader, so we're speaking in context of being a leader, right?
Yeah.
So if you want people to listen to what you're saying, one of those two feelings will have people listen to you. If they love you, they'll listen to you. If they fear you, they'll listen to you. But the problem with love is it's fickle. Someone can love you today but not love you tomorrow. But if they fear you, that's always going to be like engraved in their heart. So do you feel with the approach that you're taking? Because I'm also conflicted at times. I was still in Calais. Was it true that I was riding around? Yeah, it was. You remember when there was that girl that used to work for me who was calling me about her commissions, etc.
Yeah, that was on Friday. We're driving on Friday,
Yeah. And there's a whole department for that. And because I'm that friendly to them, they sent me like a very disrespectful text. And so then I was like, wait, hold on. So which side really do I need to be, where you are friendly and you're cool for people to be for you to be approachable, but at the same time you're gonna get to a point where some people are not able to tell the difference between work and being personal, between being playful and now being serious. And okay, this is now work. You know what I mean? So has that backfired, or has that always been?
I think what's important is to have boundaries on how far someone can go in how you relate to them. So like from this story, obviously there's one part where people are comfortable to call out facts to you, but then there's also the other part where they come to you and say, okay, you've given us this target. If you take our person, then we won't be able to meet those targets.
No, that I get. Of course, that I get.
Yeah. I think you have to be, I would say, in summing up, like you have to be good, but you have to be firm. Like your people should know that you're approachable, but they should know when they are doing something wrong. you won't get along with that.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe just to add on as well, they fear you, you're not around, they'll do something because you're not around. But if they love you, they know, even if it's not around,
They'll protect your interest.
they'll protect you.
But then again, if they fear you, they're not gonna do shit because they know of the repercussions too.
They know you're not going to find out, they'll do it anyway.
No, I
They love you.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, once they love you, they're not going to.
But then again, love is fickle. Love is fickle because you're gonna come in one morning and not greet them, and they're gonna take it personally. Like, and then I used to love this guy.
You have to find a fine line in between.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you're dealing with a lot of people, it's about how they perceive you in general as a person, rather than your little thoughts of being human. So like once they know to say he's good, K plus is good, I can talk to him when I have a problem. He will understand, but he won't understand when I'm messing up. He will take it as work, or maybe probably if I'm doing it right, he's going to promote me or probably award me for that. But when I'm doing it like this,
What do you see as something that could be changed, or something that is wrong, or something that could be improved by people our age? Because we've all had the privilege of traveling.
Yeah.
And I say this again. If you take a look at the average 30-something-year-old in Europe, despite access to resources, because that's one thing, they all have achieved quite a lot, significantly more than the average 30-something-year-old in Zambia. This is open to all, to any of you three. Is there anything that you have seen either in what you guys have that you don't see in a lot of the people that always throwing shade, complaining, we don't have jobs, we don't have opportunities, we don't have money?
I would say you fail early.
Fail early.
I think that's one of the greatest lessons we learned. I think one of them is that I feel you have to fail early. You have to learn to accept failure early. You get up and start again. And, you know, when looking at like, when I think there's a part in someone's growth when when you are growing up, where someone, first of all, you need to some kind of change of mindset, where you realign yourself to reality. That's a stage in life. And then where you have to not to be afraid of failure, or embrace it rather, because it's going always to be there. In our journey, I think we failed on a number of things. Probably we are successful on 2 or 3, but the failures are quite as lot. You know, they're quite a number as well. We've tried other businesses which have failed. We've trusted people who have disappointed us. We've given money to wrong hands. And the one thing that kept us is that our partnerships were not really because of the money. I think we created a family.
Right. Yeah. Sort of what we want to extend to the people we work with.
Yeah. We created a family in a way that when we're just starting out, when we're small, when I have a problem related to probably my family, right, I will explain it, and help would come at no cost. Because when I'm distracted and the business is still small and I'm distracted, probably my mother needs some help. I need to send some kind of cash for medical assistance home, right? The easiest thing that would happen, if I don't have access to money, then I would start out doing other things to have more money so that I sort out that problem. But the way we would do it, it was in such a way that help would come at no cost to sort out my problem or his problem at no cost, simply to get rid of that problem, so that I concentrate with work. You get it? So
Just to add on, let's take us back to the point they said in the beginning. It was never about we've made 100 kwacha, you get a 20 kwacha, get a 30 kwacha.
Yeah.
We make money for the company. We've been on salary. We are on salaries. Yeah, like a small constant salary. Yeah, so when he has a problem that he really needs to sort out, it's not going to be a case of you already got paid. No, that money that we get is, that's why I said it's a small salary. It's just for sorting ourselves out, doing our things. But when there's something that comes up that's bigger than him, that he didn't expect or anything like that, him gets the assistance at no cost. Yeah, so it's not like, you need to send money to your mom. That's an advance.
Yeah, so that made us more concentrated on the business and kept capital in the business.
Right.
For growth.
Interesting.
So if there's anything, again, I'm still going back to people that, because I've seen there's a lot more people that are doing a lot less than those that are doing something. And with the people that are actually doing something with their lives, I've noticed people sort of try to find fault. If somebody has become successful, if somebody has become something of note, they look at something to break that person down so they can feel good about themselves. We spoke again about Peter, and the one thing people would focus on is, but I think he's gay. Mention anybody who has broken barriers, you're going to find people that are going to say something just so they feel better about themselves. So it's something that I'm hoping, if I can help it, is to sort of change the attitude that people have towards
People who are doing something.
not only that, but not being content with a mediocre life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know the other time I made fun of people in Kabwata flats, but I feel like there's really nothing that stops you from getting, just like these guys say, a third, a fourth, a fifth hustle. Notice how I didn't say job. I said hustle.
Like they did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because all those streams of income all add up.
Yeah. My last question, and I think the answer can start from this way, going that way, from Jeff down to Peter. When Nathan narrated the story of how he feels so good when he sees neighbors, coming home with cases of Vox water, and how that makes him feel all bubbly inside, like, people actually buying our brand. And all along, people have not known who owns that brand. And there's been a lot of perception about, especially around Vox, a lot of people felt it's owned by some big company, some white guys, if I may. And after this episode, do you feel it's going to affect anything with your sales when people find out it's actually owned by young black Zambian guys?
And to add to his point, so that's A. And B is, do you feel you're going to get people who do not want to buy Vox
because you're young black
because it's
guys.
Because it's Jeff, it's Nathan, it's Peter, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can go, Jeff.
I think there'll be more people want to buy it.
Yeah, I think there'll be more people who want to buy it because, as the Zambian saying goes, loco is laka. And what can be more loco and laka than something done by Zambians? So, yeah. And in response to your question, I think, obviously, this has happened on a small scale. Like, there's a number of people who know that I am a part of Vox. So I think the excitement they get I think they feel more connected to it when they find out that, Jeff is a part of Vox. So what happens is they get a bottle, they send me, they take pictures, send them to me, and things like that. So I think there's a lot of positivity that I get from that. And with this episode, I think I'm confident it will be a rising, in terms of sales, in terms of, visibility of the brand.
Nathan, feeling the same?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think it should speak to the inspiration of a lot of people. I must say we are not from rich backgrounds.
said, Jeff, speak for yourself.
Except for when
I feel comfortable. Very deaf. You're really like
yeah, like
Speak for yourself, Nathan.
I
Broke ass.
yeah. It's like I think it will speak to a lot of people who are trying something out there, and I think that's a message we would like to send out. Like probably one of the reasons why we accepted to this interview was to speak to the motivation of someone there, like a young guy who's trying to start out something in school.
Yeah,
like someone who's trying to, who feels their backs is against the wall. I don't have much. I think that's it. That's a louder voice would like to speak to. People who are going to resonate with what they are trying to do, something that we are trying to grow. We've been working in the backgrounds on Vox since 2018. So this was not
3 years in the making. Yeah,
it wasn't something that came out of the blue. We had some money where we bought some machinery. We had to keep those machines for some time, and we had to hustle again to get more funding, to get money to build up the factory and all that. So it speaks to the hustle of everyone out there. It speaks to the young guy who's trying to do something with their lives. It has to speak to the, it just has to resonate to all those people who are trying to do something out there. And we feel the sales will skyrocket. I think it also speaks to the vision of the government, and to try and send out a message to entrepreneurs, young people to do something. Yeah, probably this interview would have not been received good, like I feel right now, 10 years from now, because then we would be old.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah. So probably we do it now. We can try and encourage someone out there, and we feel that the sales will skyrocket, and more people would want to stock it, because then they will know that Vox is not just Jeff, Nathan, and Mwanjani. Vox is the people who work for Vox. The people who work for Vox have got children. They are sending people to school. So it's a louder voice than the three of us. So we're just trying to speak out to the whole community, and
Politician is what you're meant to be. Politician. Manjan.
I think he said everything.
very good going first.
I know, right? Wrong business. Wrong business, Nathan.
So it's not a political party. Yeah?
Politics is where you're meant to be. So again, sort of going back to entrepreneurs. So my agenda here, part of it has already been answered, which is the psyche, the mindset of somebody that is on Facebook, on Twitter all day. The other aspect of it is an entrepreneur, somebody who's already driven. So they're already there. They don't need the motivation. But the issue though is turning the idea into a business. So you have the idea, you want to sell toothpicks, you know where you're getting your toothpicks from, you know who you're selling your toothpicks to, you know exactly what the markup is, you know exactly what your expenses are, but you have nowhere to get the money.
Who'll go first? I don't want to sound a politician.
Speak for all three of us.
I think, like you said, I think you said a statement in the beginning of the interview that money is not everything. I've got a theory to say you have to start from what you have. A journey, I take a business as a journey. You get it? This journey is not when we're a certain age, probably, or your son, you ask your son, say, what would you want to be? Someone will mention, I want to be a pilot, I want to be all this, and I want to be a businessman, or probably someone will say, I need to own 20 houses. But owning anything in life, I think, is a process, and you have to start from somewhere. So you have first to start with what you have. So let's say, how much are you able to raise in 6 months as a person? Because whoever is out there, he's got some access to some money, no matter how small they are. Probably you might say, I'm able to raise 2,000 kwacha in 6 months. So first you have to lower your vision. Your ultimate vision is this mansion, this big business. But what you have access to is 2,000 in 3 months, basically. So I believe you have first to lower you lower your vision to the 2,000 before you go to the bigger amounts. If you can lower your vision to where you'd budget or establish a business with the 2,000, you're going to argue with me and say, what sort of business can you do with 2,000? Probably that's a, okay, who's getting a 2,000? Probably is a guy who's staying with his mom. He's not paying renters. He's with that, but he's got access to get a 2,000. So what business can start there? There are people who are doing fritters. There are people who are doing freezits. There are people. So you have to lower first the vision to the amount that you are able to access. Then the money that you are going to access will take you to the next stage of a similar business to the amount that you're able to access to raise at that particular time. So in this case now you're raising, let's say 10,000 from the fritters per month, or you're raising 5,000 per month. So then now you're going to focus your business plan based on that amount of money that you can manage to raise. It's like a journey, right? So you are going to AC. You start off with the car. You go to the airport. You do your plane. Yeah, like your mode of transportation, which is a business, have to increase over time because your access to income is now raising. But what that does, it comes also with the growth of responsibility in the mindset of a person. Because as you managing a business of 2,000, then you are growing yourself to manage something worth 5,000. Then you are also becoming disciplined to manage something worth 15,000. You are managing now something worth 20,000. And then you are on 100,000, and then you expand just like that. I think that's where people should see it. You shouldn't see something like, whoa, how can I own that? Yes, aspire to own that, but probably first start by decreasing your business to the level of your income first. If you can start out a business to the level of income, if your income is 30 pin and project a business for 30 pin, then that business for 30 pin will bring you to a business for 70 pin and then 100, and then, until you're in the millions. I think that's how I see it, yeah.
Apart from the loan that you got,
I didn't get a loan.
Who got a loan? You got a loan. My bad. So, listen, I'm old. Apart from the loan that you got, would you advise a person to go out, get a loan from a bank, financial institutions to build their business? Or do you think that's like a race at the bottom?
I think it depends on what the vision is. If you have access to money that's not connected to a bank, by all means do it. But if you have access to a bank loan, I think that helps as well, because the bank won't give you a loan if you don't show proof that you're able to pay. So if you have access to a bank loan, by all means, at the end of the day, what we're looking at is growth. If the loan helps you to grow from where you are to a certain point, I feel that's money that you have access to. And yeah, I think it just goes for discipline when you get that money, not where you get it and then you get confused, you spend it on things that were not in the plan.
Interesting. That's really deep, man. Just one last question.
One of you got married last. Was you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, go back the question. Oh, it's boss. I didn't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the mic.
So, what point exactly do you determine when to get a loan? Because for you to get a loan, you're trying to expand your business. So at what point in your business do you think you're able to get the loan so that you can be able to pay back?
It feels like a TED talk, right?
I know. Yeah. You want to tell it? What? Sorry, no, the question. I think the business speaks to your business structure, right? So there are instances where you are in a business, right? For example, what business can I give? For example, you let's say you're into photography, right? And then you own one camera, a good camera, right? And as you start out, I believe because probably you're one person who's working with that camera, and you're now receiving more orders because of the good works that you're doing. The business will speak to you, one, because now your orders are surpassing one person who's having a camera, which is yourself. So now you now understand to say, each week, this camera by myself working hard, probably I can manage 20 clients in a week or in a month or whatsoever. But now you're getting 60 clients, right? So then you would know to say, by getting 2 cameras, then I can have people taking over these orders for me, but yet still maintain my cash, increase my cash flow. Because then instead of doing 20 people, now I can do 60 people. I think in that way, your business would now tell you that this is the right time now, if you can access those incomes to get the loan at that particular time. But sometimes people do it because of feelings. They feel like, when I do this thing, my business will expand. I think that's where we get it wrong. I think the numbers should tell you to say, look, every week I'm having X number of customers, and personally, I cannot manage this number of customers. Even when you give that proof to a lending institution, I think they'll be more interested in that. Say, okay, this guy is able to secure this X number of orders from himself. But if he had 4 cameras and 4 different teams splitting out, probably you would increase more your cash flow. And then at that point, the business is asking for more capital injection.
And just to add on as well, I think that's why I saw a debate on, I don't know where that was, like, why don't banks give loans to someone with a business idea? Like, banks only support you when you're doing fine.
They'll give you money when they don't need the money.
When you're doing something.
When you're doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Maybe think of a bank as yourself, an individual. Someone comes to you with that, you don't know this person, just say, I have this plan, I'm going to make money. Yeah, I like that.
I think the best example is like this friend's sister who assisted us with some money. Because when we approached her, we already had something, and then we showed her what our intentions were, and also presented the costs of that printer we wanted to buy. So I think she got interested because she used to take us as her younger siblings, and she was like, oh, these guys want to make an income while still in school, which was like a plus for her as well, because then you wouldn't be going to have to ask for money. But I think the big thing is that when we approached her, we already had something that we wanted to top up, and then we had a place where that was going, which was purchase of that printer. So everything was, I think she saw the vision and she was like, okay, this is actually something interesting, and I feel like you guys will make something out of it. Yeah.
So it was a loan, or was she a business partner?
No, her younger sister was my business partner.
And the one that gave you the money, what was her benefit to that? It was a loan?
Yes.
So she wasn't a partner?
No.
And you paid her back?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Which is part of my question. Yeah. Which is because initially you alluded to say, if you can get money, not necessarily from a bank, if you've got access to like money which is not from a bank, which is my next question is, you've got a bank that can or that would give you money. You've got private investors that can or would give you money. Which do you think, I don't know if you asked Wallace this, which do you think would be the right mode? And again, I'm speaking to a different type of entrepreneur here. Which do you think would be the right mode, which is either number one, revenue share, which in your instance, it's not a loan, it's an investment, and they say, we're going to give you X amount by the printer. However much money you make, we split it 3 ways, right? B, equity, where obviously they now buy into the business, and it's no longer just an initial capital injection, but as and when it's needed. Would you feel would be the best route?
Who's going first? I think,
and of course 3.
Yeah. I think like I said, the business has to determine what you need at that particular time. Sometimes you'd sell equity in the business simply because you want to tap in the other person's, not necessarily the money, but experience. Or probably because they own a certain market share in the market, which resonates with your business. So you feel once you partner with them, you can tap into their distribution chain, you can tap into their... So it might be the business, the nature of the business would speak to what you need at that particular time. If you need, per se, you want to expand your business, and your numbers prove that your sales are proving that you, at this point, it's time to expand. You have the structure, you have the management, you have everything set out. And then probably you're managing to produce 100 of the goods that you're doing. Yet you're having orders of 1,000. To that level, I don't think you would need to sell out your equity. I would say you'd probably have to approach a bank to get a loan. Because if you know the business is already speaking to you to say, hey, you're getting orders of 1,000, you're making only 100. There's no need to sell equity there. I think it's just a matter of capital injection, which you know within time you retain that money, and then so the nature of the business would speak to what to its demands at a particular time. With equity, I feel it's with regards to, you might have a good product. You don't know how to send it to the market. You don't know how to put it on the shelves. You don't know how, but there's this guy who has a whole chain lined up. He has the advertisers, he has the advertising, he has the distribution, he has the contacts of the big stores, right? So probably like, oh, why don't I share equity with this guy so that he can send this thing to the market or something like that. So the nature of the business really speaks to determine which direction you should take. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. The only one thing that I really hate about banks, insurance companies, I really hate those because I feel like they're so rigid. Kind of like I sort of alluded to this way. It feels like they give you money when you don't need it. You know, you go to a bank and they say, again, you're a young entrepreneur. They say you have to have collateral. Depending on how much you're asking, you need to have a house that you own. I had this dumbass bank that told me that, so if you need $1 million, what you do is you give us $1 million, we lock your money up in a fixed deposit, and then we give you $1 million to use. Look, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. If I had $1 million, then why am I coming to you?
I know, right? Anyway, I think, yeah. Should I tackle that one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. I feel there is also an element of loss to the bank also, because also they have to protect their interest. And there's another problem, I think, which we have, young entrepreneurs. We
like to buy Beamers.
Maybe. But the direction I'm going to is an aspect of we don't usually have structures in our business. So you know you're making money, right? And you know from the money that you're making, you're able to return that money to the bank, right? But the bank doesn't know. Can you prove it? Can you prove that you are making that money to that bank? So others will sell things. You do your sales. Your money doesn't go to a bank, goes to your pocket, in yourself, then out again. So when the bank says the only way we can prove that your business is legit and you're making money, bring your bank statements. There's nothing. What you are making and what is reflected in the bank statements are totally two different stories. So what the scale of a business you're presenting to the bank, and actually what you have as proof are totally different. So at that point, you are tying the bank's hands. So I think there is also need to have some kind of structure where you do your returns, you do your if you are declaring some profits and all that, so that when there's that trail, now the bank will say, okay, give us your management accounts for the past 1 year or 2 years, or give us your whatever books. Even if it's a barber shop, you're able to do that. You're able to prove, say, in a year, through these records, I've made this. I believe
this is the turnover.
Is my turnover is what, with your bit of injection, I'm projecting to do that, because then you give a bank a basis to look at your business in totality. Right now, you're so convinced that you are going to retain that money simply because you are the one who has access to your books.
There's no, like I said, think of a bank as an individual.
Yeah.
Someone comes to you and says, give me 100,000. You don't know this person. Give me 100,000. I'm going to return this one. Are you sure? Yes. Show me something.
That will prove that.
That will prove you return this money. You have nothing.
And then you have nothing. I think that's where the problem comes in. So it might be a barber shop. Do you have a trail, like a record to show? So the business is investable, but the person is not.
Right. That's what.
Yeah. So the business has proof that it's able. You have clients. True. So business is investable, but it's also about, is the person investable?
This is what I want on the trailer, my guy. Is
This part.
is this? Yeah, well, not just this part, but I feel like when we started, obviously we're goofing around, and there was a lot of shits and giggles. But if I can walk away after every episode, or if Culling and I are to ever stop this, there's a couple of things that I'm hoping would benefit somebody. So exactly what you're saying. Where are you bankable? Even if you were not there to speak for the business, the paper trail needs to be able to do that. You don't need to open your mouth. You know what I mean? You just need to basically show the paper trail, and it needs to be able to tell the story.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it. My last question.
you say that 20 minutes.
I know. My last one. On Thursday we're here, and your brand ambassadors were signing contracts in Mwanza and Mix Kasamwa. Is there a story you're trying to tell us with the choice of brand ambassadors?
Why not Culling and I? Don't we look decent enough?
I'll come to that. Let them answer this one first. Yeah.
I think you guys are the birth of Vox to some extent. I think you sorted it out there. And the regard that goes to your team, I think we cannot explain it. I think it's just what you did for Vox from the beginning, from the onset.
Yeah.
I think it's something that cannot be paid back, even with being brand ambassador with.
Yeah, it can, by money. Try it.
Yeah, but you guys, what you did for Vox is just something I think we forever appreciate, and we know that you are partners for
life.
for lifetime.
I think you never see a photo of Elson without Vox Award. Even after.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I'm very loyal, contrary to popular belief. Very loyal.
I asked the question about what story you're trying to hear.
Choosing Mix Kasamwa, and I think Mix Kasamwa has an interesting audience. He speaks to a young audience.
True.
Yeah, he speaks to a young audience, and he's trying to send out a message. There's so much peer pressure, drug abuse, and all that. Trying to, his message, trying to do that. I think.
Adam Tale.
And
why did you laugh?
I love Mutale, man. I really love that.
Shut up, we know you do.
I love.
Mutale is someone you can also tell that she's built herself up from the ground. We see the eyes of Vox in her as well. Like from what the brand she's managed to build up. We look at the millions of followers she has on social media. It means she's speaking to someone. I mean, no one will listen to you if you're not doing anything.
True.
So even as much as you might disagree with someone, but
I mean, even Hitler had followers, right?
if they're doing something,
Don't skim through what I've just said. I said even Hitler had followers. My question is every follower a good follower, Baba?
no, of course,
Action.
not every follower is a good follower.
So you can't say because someone has got followers, it means they're doing something.
What I'm saying is, if someone has followers, I think that's what I was trying to say. If someone has followers, they are probably doing something you don't know, right? What message are they sending out?
Andrew Tate has followers. Andrew Tate has followers.
True, but Mutale Mwanza speaks to
What's interesting about having followers with regards to the people you're mentioning is that in this day and age, there's no coercion. They're not being forced to follow Mutale Mwanza. They're not being.
No, that's not my point. My point is, if you set your hair on fire right now, you're going to have so many people that are going to watch it. My question is that the kind of people that you'd want associated? Do you get what I mean? Look at Lulu Hangala. She might have a lot less followers than Talemansa or Yo Maps, etc. But their messages are different. Their followers are different. That's the point that I'm trying to make, is you might have somebody who's going to have 10 million followers, but it's the type of followers. And if you go through comment sections, the kind of narrative that is pushed when people comment on something that has been posted is different from person to person. If you go on Pompey's post, the kind of people that post on those are not the kind of people that you're going to find in fights, in the disciplinary committee, etc., etc. So though he might have less, again, it's the podcast that we have, we might have less people that watch us, but those are quality listeners and followers. I hope you get what I'm trying to say.
I think when you're in a business, there is also trying to map up your market, right? For example, the podcast has got a totally different followers, like you're saying, and we've worked with you guys, and you've done an incredible job. Mix Kasama, as I said, is doing something. Mutale Mwanza is also doing something. Mutale Mwanza, you speak of her lifestyle. She wants something nice. She's about some class. Yeah. She's about good living. She's not apologizing for what she's ain't.
The Vox lifestyle.
It's a Vox life.
That is true. Yeah, that is true.
She's not apologetic to whatever she's acquired through her hustle. I think that speaks to a number of people.
True.
And you need to send out that message. I mean, you don't have to be apologetic about it. It's not like in those days where you know, like at my pastor, we didn't have a chula video. Like people need to be inspired, and your inspiration might not be his inspiration. So especially when you're in business, you need to, to send out a message to a number of the. I mean, we would have to have a number of. If our marketing budget was to approve, we would want to have a way huge
ambassador. But yeah, speaking of Hitler, here's a pretty good history lesson that probably came out of this. I don't know if any of you know this, but I spoke of Hitler having so many followers. There are 3 distinct people that believed in Hitler's ideology and that were part of Hitler's clique that produced stuff and brands that we know and use today. Do you know any of those, Kalinga?
No. Tell me.
One is Adidas.
Oh, yeah. Puma.
The second one is VW.
Yeah.
The third one is Hugo Boss. You know, Hugo Boss is the one that designed the suits that the Nazi soldiers wore.
Yeah, that's similar to me. Okay. Wasn't that Burberry?
It was Hugo. When he was just about to die.
Yeah.
And when Hitler was defeated, he called his kids and he said, I'm giving you guys this company. Then they moved it and they took it out of Germany and they rebranded it from Hugo Boss.
Right.
To just Boss.
Interesting. Gentlemen, it's been real. I think any person who's seen this brand on the shelf will have an even bigger love, because I think knowing the story behind a brand is always, it gives you that,
people buy
loyalty.
People buy into a story.
Exactly. So
you know what I mean?
After hearing your story, I can almost guarantee that sales are going to go up after this, especially in my home as well. And I like what they've done in Australia, which is something we're practicing in my home as well. In Australia, they've banned juices in schools. You know that?
The banned what?
Juice. Kids carrying drinks to school.
No, I do not know that because I don't live in Australia.
Well, it's on the news, bro.
Australian news? Why do I give a good goddamn what happens in Australia? Jesus Christ.
My point is, it's a healthy lifestyle, especially even with kids, to give them more water than juice, than drinks, especially fizzy drinks, because they're saying these things are breeding a lot of obesity in kids.
What are you saying about Peter? Which Peter? What's wrong with you?
Come on, sorry for another day. Jim, Nathan, thanks for coming to the podcast. And to the next episode, remember to click on subscribe.
Oh, yeah. And shit, I forgot. Yeah. We need to, man, I get carried away. we need to give away. We've been threatening for a while to give away. I hope you guys don't mind. Groceries. You and I need to go live. This is going to air on Tuesday, so we need to go live maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. So I will tell you what you need to do. So we're giving away 3 vouchers. Is my camera? 3 vouchers. Because I think part of why you people fight on the internet is because you're hungry. So hunger does that. Some people just wake up angry, bruh. So we'll give you food. So that's what you need to do. You need to download the Afri Delivery app. Step number 1. Then number 2, you need to sign up as an affiliate. I know some of you don't know what the word affiliate means. Don't worry about it. Just sign up as an affiliate. And then you post the affiliate code on your profile. And number 3, you need to have subscribed to the podcast. This is number 3, right? How many steps did I say?
Yes, 4 actually.
Oh, 4.
Number 4, yeah.
Yes. And then we're going to pick randomly. So if you have an Afri Delivery account and you've signed up as an affiliate and you've got your code on your profile and you subscribe to the podcast, you get groceries.
Gentlemen, thanks for coming through.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate this. Please.
Till no weekend though.
Coming through to the podcast.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Offload Slam.
See something.
Flambe and also the Vox Foundation. We're opening up Vox Foundation to give out to the people as much as we can.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So
You guys are already giving out money.
not money. You know, money, when we have money,
Yeah.
give out money. But
Wait, so what's the Vox Foundation?
So the Vox Foundation is just for social corporate responsibility,
Uh-huh.
giving out to underprivileged people, school-going children.
What counts as underprivileged?
People can pay their school fees.
Who cannot?
Yeah,
they're not
cannot
there.
afford.
Okay.
Probably they need help with school, and that's a team being spearheaded by our general manager.
So how do they access this?
Be able to announce officially
Uh-huh.
once the whole thing is set up. Yeah. So once it's still in the phase, by next month we should have it up and running.
So if I've got a girl who wants to come to my house but cannot afford an Orlando, or even better yet,
Social corporate responsibility.
wait, I'll tell you what you need to do. I'll tell you what you need to do. What's the chameleon? What's the Orlando guy who can't pay his money?
Nah, come on. Let that die.
What's his name? Help him out. What's his name? It's chameleon.
Till the next episode, have a lovely day.
Dun 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 dun